Hello, and welcome to the 50th episode of UA Overtime. I'm your host, Spencer Pesce, and today we're doing our, there's Connor. Connor's here. Today we're doing our showdown show. And look who it is! It's Vic! It's Vic! Our old buddy Vic. Vic's here. Look at this. Look at what we have here.
Vic, great to see you.
How's it going, Vic?
How the hell are you?
How you doing?
Great. It's great. I'm here live from New York City in an apartment.
Feeling great. You look terrific. Look at that.
You look great.
He looks great.
You look great.
You guys look great, even though I can barely see it.
Stop.
Anyway, this is our second annual playoff show. This is how we're going to end the year. Everyone who's debated this year is going to have a playoff-style debate, and we will crown this year's champions. So for our first round, we have Connor versus Vic. Nice little old-time rivalry for you.
Wow.
And we're going to start it off with the defending champion, Vic.
I'm honored.
First question. Marcus Lattimore, the phenom in college, who dislocated his knee, whatever. His knee was destroyed, claims he would be ready for week 1 in the NFL. Are you buying this or selling it?
I'm buying it. Look, he might have had a torn ACL, LCL, and a PCL, but he said, "Look, I feel like I'm ready. You know, I need a few more months. I'll be ready to get back on that football field." He's been working with the great Dr. James Andrews, who said he's going to be ready by July. He's already twice as ahead of schedule as they planned. This kid tore it up at South Carolina. I think he's going to be great in the NFL if he can get drafted by. He says the Patriots are interested in him, and we know Belichick knows how to make use of everybody.
All right, Connor. What do you think?
I'm absolutely selling it. There's no shot he's ready. Did you see that contusion? What happened to his knee? It looked like it exploded and exploded, as Spencer said, in 3 different spots. I think he's just trying to talk himself up to make him sound like, make teams more interested in him come draft day. But I don't think he will be ready come week 1, at least at 100%.
All right, Vic, I'm going to have to side with Connor on this. That knee was just destroyed. Point to Connor.
Adrian Peterson can do it. Anybody can.
No, listen, Adrian Peterson's in a breed, in a category.
That's a rare breed, all right?
It's a rare breed right
Marcus
there.
Lattimore is a little boy right now, all right? Next question. Last night, the Heat and the Bucks played Game 3. The Heat won, but the Bucks were giving them a run for their money in the first half. Connor, do you see this as maybe a little threat to the Heat in the playoffs?
There's no threat to the Heat in the NBA playoffs whatsoever. Possibly the New York Knicks have a shot of possibly upsetting the Miami Heat come this Eastern Conference Finals, which I doubt will even happen. The Heat have a sure road to the finals. The Milwaukee Bucks don't stand a chance. They're going to get swept. The next team will get swept, and then the Knicks might make it a series, but we'll see about that.
And Vic, what do you think?
Look, fellas, I love to see the Heat lose more than anybody, but I just don't see it happening in this series. You got Brandon Jennings, who comes on an interview and laughs and says we're going to win in 6 games, and still said this possible last night. And they still got killed. And LeBron had a terrible game. Waited 4 points. I don't understand.
They can win in 7. They'll win in Bucks in 7. Bucks in 7.
It's really just not even fair.
No, not at all. LeBron's too good. MVP.
LeBron should start every game with 3 fouls. That's the way to make it fair.
All right, point to Vic because Connor says he has to go to work and Connor's going to lose this round. But next question.
Otherwise,
might have been Connor there, Vic.
Although you come satellite New York City just to lose 1 round, Vic. You're lucky.
All right, we're tied 1-1 for our third.
Tied 1-1.
For 1-1 for our
Final
third
showdown.
question. Vic, who do you see in the 4-5 matchups of the NBA playoffs coming out on top? They were tied 1-1 until last night when the Bulls beat the Nets to make it 2-1. We got the Clippers-Grizzlies game tonight. Who are you taking in both of these matchups?
Well, since the Grizzlies won last night, they're back. It's now 2-1, and
they did play last night.
Let me start with that Western Conference matchup. I think the Grizzlies are going to go on a bit of a run here. Zach Randolph. He's my boy, Connor. 27 points, 11 boards last night. I think this is going 7 games. I think the Clippers are going to edge it out. In the East, I'm saying Nets in 7.
Chris Paul is actually calling me right now. Hold on. I hate to cut you off, but Chris Paul's calling me. Hello. Oh, Chris, yeah, how's it going, buddy? Oh, 6 games? Yeah, no, I know it'd probably go 7 if I was on the Grizzlies. Buddy. You're right. Chris. Oh, yeah, he hung up. But Chris Paul, 6 games done with. Clippers going on. They're going to be in the finals against the Miami Heat. Mark my words. Clippers, Miami Heat in the finals. Grizzlies don't have a chance. Zach Randolph, they shouldn't have ever got rid of Rudy Gay.
it's going to go 7 games. It's going to go the Clippers' favor, but I think I could see it going either way. But I think the Clippers will edge it, Connor.
All right. Oh, so now you're changing. I
didn't change.
Wow.
Here's the
Unbelievable. Oh, same old Vic. Same old Vic. You know, you haven't changed a bit. I thought you go down Miami and might have, you know, the sun rays might have got the best of you, but hey, regardless, it's been a pleasure. Regardless of the outcome here. No hard feelings.
Point to Vic because you have the Heat in the finals, Connor.
Point to Vic.
And the Knicks are going to win the finals. So.
Fair enough.
Connor,
if I'm going to lose to anyone, I want to lose to Vic.
UA, you know, you got to go.
You got to go. It's been a good season. I've enjoyed working with everyone.
Connor, it was great to do one last hurrah.
It's one last hurrah, Vic. Always a pleasure. And
you'll be back next year, Vic. Don't worry.
We'll talk to you again soon. All right, buddy.
The original duo.
The original duo. That's right.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our first round matchup. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Don't.
What the fuck is far from it?
Like, what the fuck is far from it?
By the way, like anyone who wants candy can like take candy.
What are you doing? You guys are weird.
Yeah, the Knicks got some team, you know, Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire. I can't even think about that. How's it going, guys? I know here on UA Double Overtime we're a sport-related show, but today I want to talk about our youth. And a big problem with our youth today is marijuana. But what I want to know is, does our youth have the strength to say no?
UA Overtime, #1 in sports and #1 in fighting the war on drugs.
So, what is consent?
Asking first.
Talking to your partner before sex or hooking up.
Both partners choosing to have sex.
Respecting yourself and your partner.
Okay.
Asking first and respecting the response.
Asking again before going further.
When your partner says yes.
Telling your partner how you like it.
Communicating what you like.
I can do that, okay.
It's not okay to
pressure, intimidate, or force your partner to have sex.
Have sex with someone who's asleep, unconscious, passed out, or too drunk to communicate.
Have sex when your partner is silent, unsure, or uncomfortable.
Kill your partner into doing anything.
So...
how do you ask?
Do you want to have sex?
Is this going too far?
Can I kiss you?
Can I kiss you?
Do you want to
hold my hand?
Do you want to leave now?
I know this may be awkward, but
I really want to kiss you.
Do you want to hook up?
Do you want to tell your friends where you're going first?
Do you think this is going too far?
Are you comfortable?
Can we get that awkward "can I kiss you" moment out of the way?
You're kind of making me nervous.
Is this going too far? Is this too much?
Is this okay? Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I think it's a touchy subject too. People don't like to talk about it, but I think it needs to be talked about.
Can consent be implied?
People misread body language all the time.
What if they said yes, but they were intoxicated and they really didn't mean it?
Yeah, no one deserves to feel violated or bad about themselves.
Yeah, you definitely want to make people comfortable, right?
Yeah. It's not really a class you get in high school either. I mean, nobody really teaches, oh, what's consent? You know, that's not really in between English and math.
Lights, Camera, Action presents a great moment in cinema history.
Welcome back. We have our second battle of this first round between the only battle that we have show versus show. We have the newly elected president of Theta Delta Chi here at Albany, Michael Wolf of Double Overtime, versus Dylan Buckley, the veteran of UA Overtime.
Absolutely.
So let's start this battle up with question number 1. Are the Knicks winning this series, or are the Celtics losing it? Michael, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with the Knicks winning it. I mean, they're playing stellar defense. The Celtics can't even score on them. The only thing I dislike about how the Knicks are playing is they're doing a lot of isolation for Carmelo Anthony in the first half of the game. And the Celtics are really pressing that, and they're not getting tired quick enough for him to be able to even do it. It's starting to work towards the second half, but because the Celtics are an old team, they're getting tired out. But again, I'm going to have to go with the Knicks winning it because they have the scoring champion, the sixth man of the year, J.R. Smith. They're killing it right now. It's going to be tough to see them go to the next round. But this round, definitely, they won it. I think they're still going to sweep. We'll have to see what happens, though.
All right, and Dylan.
I hate to agree, but I don't want to hear these Celtics are too old. The Knicks are winning this series. The tape's out there. They're playing hard. The Celtics only have 48 points in the last 48 minutes of the first two games, the second halves. They only have 48 points in the two halves combined, the second halves. That's insane. They're not playing well, and that's credit to the Knicks' defense. They're playing great, and I don't want to hear the age thing because Kenyon Martin and Jason Kidd are just as old as KG and Paul Pierce. And they're coming up huge in the playoffs. The Knicks are playing great. And another benefit to the Knicks is the Celtics have to play such great defense to slow down the Knicks' offense that they're tired in the second half, and that's giving the Knicks the ability to just dominate the second half. I love what they're doing. I don't think the Knicks are going to sweep. I think the Knicks win in 5. I think Game 3, it's back in Boston. It's the first game since the bombing. I think Boston's going to rally. They're going to put all their heart into this one game. I think they win Game 3, but then the Knicks win the next 2, and the Knicks win the series.
Hold on. I agree with what you're saying, but to say that they're not old and they're not tired, you're going to throw Kenyon Martin in there. Kenyon Martin's not getting as many minutes as Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett are getting. That's a totally different story. To throw Kenyon Martin in there for spurts for him to come out and play well, that's
Kenyon
easy.
Martin's been playing a lot of the second half, though.
And he's playing very well, but that's coming in the second half when Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce are starting.
But KG's getting limited minutes, too. It's not like Doc Rivers is playing him 40 minutes. He's playing him like 25 minutes a game. He's not getting full starter minutes.
Well, all right, I'm going to have to give that point to Mike because Dylan said Boston's going to win a game, and Boston's getting swept.
Okay.
Question number 2. First round of the NFL draft was last night. Dylan, who has had the best draft so far?
All right, I'm not going to go with the easy pick and go with the Vikings. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I like what they did last night. They drafted Tyler Eifert out of Notre Dame to tight end. He's going to add to that strong offense already in Cincinnati. They're going to give the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, a lot of weapons now. They got A.J. Green, who's, in my opinion, the second best wide receiver in the NFL. Match him up with Eifert and Gresham at tight end. And then they got Sanu and Hawkins at wide receiver. They have a strong offense now to build around. They have a young offense that's going to build to the future. But the guy I think had the best first round last night is Curtis Jackson. Think about that. 50 Cent. He was all over the TV last night. Every time I went to commercial, 50 Cent was there. He hasn't had a hit in how long? When's the last time 50 Cent had a hit? For him to get all that play on TV, that was a great night for 50 Cent. I think he had the best night last night.
All right, Michael, what do you think?
Listen, I'm not going to spoon-feed you poop when this kid tells you the easy pick. It's the easy pick because it's the smart pick. The Vikings had the best draft that there was last night because they had 3 picks in the first round, the 23rd, the 25th, and the 29th. The 23rd going with Sharif Floyd from Florida, the Gators. He's a great D-tackle. I think he's going to do a great job. He's small. He's got a great swim move. He's got short field agility. He's able to chase the ball. He's going to do big things. Then you got Xavier Rhodes, cornerback from Florida State, who's big, huge. He's got big hands. He's fast. He's quick. He likes a lot of physicalness also, which is great. That's one of my favorite things as a cornerback. I love the physicality of physical cornerbacks. And then there's Patterson from Tennessee, who honestly hasn't shown as much as he possibly could, but he is one of the quickest out there for wide receivers in the draft right now. And at Tennessee, he hasn't really had to show much because he was just so able to get past the cornerbacks. He was so quick. His route running abilities, he hasn't had any tough routes at Tennessee. So I'm hoping he'll be good. But the Vikings needed the most help, and I think what they...
I mean, of course they had the best overall night. They drafted 3 players in the first round.
Did
they have the single best pick, though? Would you say that?
No, of course, they didn't have the single best pick, but that doesn't mean that. But that's not the question. Who's the single best pick? Who had the single best draft?
All right, we're gonna end this. If anybody knows BMI now, or if you saw the first matchup when I said that the Clippers game was tonight when it was last night. No, I don't really know that much about sports, and then I'm very biased. You should know better than to hype the Vikings up sitting next to a Green Bay Packers fan. So point to Dylan, because I don't want to.
I didn't hype them up. They needed the most help.
I don't want to hear that the Vikings.
And for you to say Curtis Jackson hasn't had a hit, he had a great song with Kendrick Lamar that came out 2 months ago.
That's not a hit. I'm talking
I don't want to hear that.
I'm talking Many Men, Life's on the Line, Window Shopper. I'm talking hits.
I don't want
Window Shopper. You're talking hits.
21 questions. 21 questions. Yeah.
I don't want to hear that the Vikings. I don't want to hear that the Vikings are doing anything well. We were singing "Hate It or Love It" last night, so give it that. You got to give them credit for that. But all right, let's go. Let's go with the tie. Who's going to take this round? Coach of the Year, Mike. Who do you got?
Well, being that you gave us 3 choices with Eric Spoelstra, Woodson, and George Karl, as much as I want to give it to my man Woodson, for the Knicks. They went on that little slump where they couldn't win a game, and they had a lot of injuries, a lot of people out. But I'm going to have to give it to George Karl. With no superstar, they were still able to get into the playoffs and still possibly have a great run and maybe even make it all the way to the conference finals. They're not going to the finals, I can tell you that much. But George Karl, he's had a lot of ups and downs in his life, in his own career. I'm going to have to give it to him. He's a great coach. To work with what he has, to give up Carmelo Anthony, who he never really liked much anyway, but to lose a great scorer like that and still come out on top like this, I think that's big. So I'm going to have to give it to George Karl.
All right, Dylan,
George Karl's a great story. I have no problem with if he does win Coach of the Year. Eric Spoelstra, let's get him out of here. I could coach the Heat and win games with LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, and Ray Allen. That was a joke pickup in the offseason.
LeBron's the Coach of the Year, if anything.
Yeah, let's be honest. Spoelstra, he had D-Wade 2 years before LeBron got there, and they were a mediocre team. Couldn't get out of the first round of the playoffs. I don't want to hear about him. George Karl, like I said, is a great story. And Mike Woodson, I love Mike Woodson. I call him the chocolate savior. I love the chocolate savior. But he's not the best coach in the league. I think the Coach of the Year this year is Greg Popovich. He should win it, let's be honest, every year. I know he's had Tim Duncan pretty much his whole career, but Duncan's not the main guy anymore. And with a team where Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili cannot stay healthy, every year the Spurs are at the top of the West. They're not number 1, they're number 2. They're always up there. They're always contending. And you can see a game earlier in November when they went to Miami against the Big Three, and Popovich benched Manu, Parker, Danny Green, and Duncan. And the Spurs almost won that game in Miami against the Big Three with none of their stars. That's a great coach. Popovich is great. He's the Coach of the Year, in my opinion. He should win it every year.
I like both picks.
Torn right now.
Sorry, Dylan.
Oh.
UA,
you gotta
go. I do like George Karl. I like that Nuggets team a lot. They went on that tear at home. Greg Popovich, great coach, but everyone says he's the Coach of the Year. He's got an all-star team.
The Nuggets are the deepest team in the NBA other than the Heat.
You gotta love the biased picks.
Yeah,
you gotta love the biased picks.
Are you kidding me? TDX fix. This is a TDX fix.
This is no such thing as a fix. Mike, moving on to the next round. Dylan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dylan.
Get out of here.
Can we bring up how much Mike Woodson looks like a Muppet? I feel like that doesn't get enough.
Can you imagine
with that beard? It's perfect. He must shave his head every night, right? He looks like a Muppet.
I love the chocolate savior. I would love to see him.
All right, that's gonna do it for the second battle here in the first round. Better luck next year, Dylan. Sorry, but we'll be right back after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
like that.
Freak me, baby. Freak me, baby. Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. Let me play with your body, baby, make you real hot. Let me do all the things you want me to do. Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you. Baby, don't you understand? I wanna be an estimate. I wanna make your body scream. Then you will know just what I mean. 24 karat gold.
What the f is far from it?
What the fuck is far from it?
By the way, like anyone that wants candy can like take candy.
Welcome back for our final matchup of this first round. We have a matchup between two UA Overtime debaters. We have the veteran over here, Joe Marshall, and we have Steve, first year UA Overtimer on board. Let's start this off with the first question. Steve, are you buying or selling Barry Sanders on the new Madden cover over Adrian Peterson?
Of course I'm buying Barry Sanders. You can't sell Barry Sanders. When he retired, he retired second in the history of the NFL in rushing yards. He's the shiftiest running back the league has ever seen. He retired at the top of his career. He had plenty left. When this guy retired, he could have rewrote the record books. He had 99 touchdowns. He averaged 5 yards a carry, 10-time Pro Bowler. This guy's a legend. There's no way you could sell Barry Sanders. By definition, I'm buying him. I'm also buying him because I don't want the Madden curse to happen to Adrian Peterson. I want to see this guy play a full year. So give it to a guy who's retired. No worry about the Madden curse. Barry Sanders deserves to be on the cover.
Joe?
Absolutely, positively, you have to sell this. You can't sell Barry Sanders' career. He is the most entertaining running back in the history of the NFL. Guaranteed. He did retire in his prime. If he would have stayed, he would have been the best running back of all time. But this is not about great players or putting Jerry Rice or any of the old-time players. The reason you put someone on the Madden cover is to get people to go buy it and get excited. No one was more excited about a player than Adrian Peterson last year. This is his career high in rushing, less than a year after he tore his ACL. He's the most talked about player, the NFL Comeback Player of the Year, and single-handedly, by himself, led his team to the playoffs. The Vikings are god-awful. Their roster is terrible. The defense,
I wouldn't say they have a good defense.
They have an okay
the Vikings
defense,
have a good defense.
The Vikings' offense is terrible, and the defense
I could buy that.
Knew that they had to shut down Adrian Peterson, and he still led the league in rushing. Unbelievable comeback year. You have to go with Adrian Peterson. You have to.
So you mean to tell me fans wouldn't buy a game because Barry Sanders is on the cover?
Who buys the Madden game?
Every football fan. Barry Sanders is one of the best football players ever.
Who buys Madden?
How old are you? You buy Madden.
22. I would.
Do you know who Barry Sanders is? He's probably the most exciting running back the league has ever seen. You can't sell Barry Sanders. Are you a football fan? You're selling Barry Sanders?
I'm selling it on the cover.
Are you kidding me? Hall of Fame, Barry Sanders? Blasphemous.
All right, the cover should have been, if they were smart, they should have done a throwback and now a present player. They could have had Barry Sanders kind of on the left doing like a spin move, and then a little blur in the middle, and then Adrian Peterson
on the right. That's not the question.
You can't
sell Barry Sanders.
If you put him on the cover, it's Adrian Peterson. He's still in the NFL. You can't just start putting players from the early 90s in the NFL now. It's ridiculous.
All right, good battle on both sides. I'm going to have to go with Steve on this one because it is 25th anniversary, this Madden 25. Barry Sanders, he was a great player.
Of course he was a great player. You could have put any great player on it, but you don't put a player who retired 10, 15 years ago.
That's Barry Sanders, man.
I got to give it to the throwback on this 25th anniversary special.
They should have put both of them on there, if anything.
Listen. I don't think the Vikings want Adrian Peterson on the cover. They don't want to see him get hurt.
It doesn't matter what they want. They have to sell games. They have to sell games. Like a 16-year-old kid, you're buying Adrian Peterson over Barry Sanders.
Question number 2. The Lakers, who have been a powerhouse in the playoffs for years to come, are on the verge of getting swept. Joe, do you think this is happening? Lakers getting swept in the playoffs?
Lakers are absolutely getting swept, and the sad thing is this is terrible for basketball. Watching Kobe go down is the equivalent of watching Derek Jeter go down in Game 1 last year in the playoffs. It's bad for basketball. You need Kobe in there. Number one, he's the most entertaining player in the league. Crafty veteran. You know, he's an older player, but he literally can lead that team and will that team to victory. I would have paid good money to see what they could have done to the Spurs in a 7-game series with Kobe on the court. The whole Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol experiment is not going to work. You can't have those two run the show. You got both the guards now hurt from the Lakers. They're done. Absolutely done. The Spurs are going to sweep them. Guaranteed.
And Steve?
Well, I have to pick the other side. So, look, the Lakers will steal a game home in the they'll steal a game in the Staples Center. I mean, come on, they have to win one game. They have too much talent. They have Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol. You know what? Forget it.
That's a problem.
I can't. I was doing my best. They're going to get swept. There's too many distractions. The season's been a disaster.
The games aren't even close.
The Spurs look younger. Yep. Tony Parker had 28 points against Steve Nash. I mean, with them out, they're going to get embarrassed. I tried my best to disagree. I can't. The Lakers are going to get swept.
Joe,
they have no chance.
Joe gets that on that one. Kobe Bryant going down.
Look, Jody Meeks is hurt too. Yeah. I was going to say Jody Meeks, he's hurt too.
You got the replacement players coming in that are hurt.
I hate to see my boy Steve Nash go down, but all right. Last question of this matchup: MVP, LeBron or Carmelo?
This is a ridiculous question. I mean, I know I'm going to lose because we got the Knicks fan over here, but let me just give you some facts. LeBron averaged 26.8 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. This guy was second in the Defensive Player of the Year voting. They went on a 27-game win streak, and they were 66-16. This isn't even a question. LeBron is hands down the best player in the league. This isn't a question. Carmelo doesn't play defense. Carmelo had what? What's the average? He had 2.6 assists a game. Give me a break. This isn't a question. What are they, the New York Mellows? That's it. Come on, stop. I don't want to hear this.
The reason
I don't want to hear this.
The reason this
There's
is
no
not
argument.
The reason that there's no argument is because MVP means most valuable player. LeBron James is hands down the best player in the league and may end up being the best player of all time. However, it's most valuable player, and Carmelo is the most valuable player to his team. If you take LeBron off the All-Star team roster that the Heat have, they're still getting a top 5 seed in the East. If you take Melo off, they are not making the playoffs. And you're saying that LeBron averages 26 points per game. Melo averages 28 points a game with a roster that literally is the oldest roster in the history of the NBA, and he led them to the 2 seed and has a good chance of going to the NBA Finals this year and beating the Heat. You have to go Melo as the most valuable player. He may not be the best player, but he's the most valuable to his team.
Well, Steve called his loss already.
Yeah. It doesn't matter that LeBron is higher in rebounds, higher in assists.
He has a better team. He's a better player, but he's not the most valuable
Steve,
player.
you got to go. Joe, moving on to the next round.
It was fun.
That does it here for our first round of matchups. We're going to come back, and with our second round, stay tuned.
College experience is
finding something you love and learning everything about it.
Putting yourself up to new experiences.
Passion.
The college experience is
freedom.
Getting to know people.
You learn to live, love, and grow.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
doing your own thing.
Taking the pieces of you and putting it together.
Making new friends, making connections.
Accomplish so that you can help others.
Moving out the house.
Learning.
Growing into yourself.
Getting ready to make some money. Cash money.
Understanding more about yourself, because when you go through it, you see who you really are.
Want to party, go have fun? That's the college experience. More homework this week.
Just partying.
Getting involved.
Learning how to save the hard way.
Being independent.
College experience is whatever you make it.
Baby
12 seconds later.
Step 1. Notice the situation.
That means noticing what's around you.
And paying attention.
Ask yourself, what's going on or what's happening?
And if the situation calls for it,
ask the person, are you okay?
Step up.
Step 2. Interpret the situation as risky.
I would ask myself, what just happened?
I might think, did someone get hurt?
I would notice if the situation seemed dangerous.
If I was out, I might tell a friend, I'm really worried. He doesn't look like himself.
Yeah, or she seems upset. Something's up with her.
Yeah. Step up.
Step 3. Choose to take responsibility.
I should do something.
Yeah, it's up to me to do something.
I will take responsibility.
Step up.
Step number 4. Know how to help.
It's about knowing what to do.
Knowing where to go.
Knowing who to call.
It's about knowing, yeah, I can do something.
Step up.
Step 5. Decide to take action.
Let's make a difference, one person at a time.
Step up.
站出来
Intervenir.
تعزو أحد الشني.
Vies prosta.
Step up, you Albany.
Step up, you Albany. Step up, you Albany. Step up.
Hello, and welcome back to our second round of the UA Overtime Showdown Show and our season finale. We've made it to our second round, and due to some technical difficulties, Dylan's back on for Vic. So everyone say hi to Dylan again.
Just gonna have to beat him one more time.
For this round, we're making one cut out of these three gentlemen, and then we're gonna go on to the final round. So let's begin with our first question, starting with you, Dylan. Derek Jeter claims that he will play in 2013. If he comes back, will he be the same? What do you think?
Listen, I have nothing but complete faith in whatever Derek Jeter says. He does not let Yankee fans down. Whatever he says, I trust. I take him at his word. You know how angry and disappointed he is right now. He's missing the entire first half. He's going to do whatever he can in his ability to get back in the second half. I don't think he's going to be. Do I think he's going to come back and hit 350? No. I think he's going to come back, be Derek Jeter, hit him between 280 to 300 down the stretch, heat up. Yankees make the playoffs. Captain Clutch is back. He's going to be playing great. Now, if someone like A-Rod said this, obviously I wouldn't believe him. He's a bum. But this is Jeter we're talking about. I believe in the captain. I have complete faith in him.
All right. And, Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to have to agree with everything you say. I mean, he's been my favorite player since I can remember. He's one of the best shortstops of all time. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he says he could do it, he could do it. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Whatever he puts his mind to, he's going to be able to do. I remember there's always this talk that he's too old, and now especially with this, they're going to say he's too old. He can't come back from an injury like this, and the next year even better. 2 years ago, they were saying he's too old. He can't field. His arm's gone. But then again, he won Golden Glove that year. So with everything they say with that, I mean, Derek Jeter is Derek Jeter. He is the man. Like you said, Captain Clutch. There's no one I have more faith in than Derek Jeter. I think he's going to hit 290 around there, if not a little above 300. I see no problem with him coming back and being the old Jeter that he always was.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, having three Yankee fans here, we're all going to agree Jeter is absolutely the greatest Yankee of all time, one of the best players of all time. The problem is that the question is he going to come back and be the old Derek Jeter? I don't think so. Everyone keeps talking about his batting average. He's going to bat the same, But the problem is his mobility in the field. Is he going to be able to field as many balls as he did? With a hurt ankle, I don't know. Father Time doesn't slow down for anybody. So I've seen a lot of players, be able to try and come back from injuries. The older you get, the harder it is. Is he still going to have the same range? I doubt it. But we do need Jeter if we're going to make a good playoff run. So hopefully he comes back full strength. But it's up in the air.
I don't want to hear about his body's breaking down. It was a freak injury where he broke his ankle.
I'm not saying it's breaking down, but is it going to hurt the range now in the field?
Can he come back?
Will.
Defensively, yes, but offensively, he led the league in hits last year, and he broke his ankle. I mean, he's going to come back when he's 100%. He's going to lead the league. He's not going to lead the league in hits, but he's going to be Derek Jeter again offensively. Defensively, I agree. I don't know how much longer he can play shortstop. They might have to move him like left field. They've been talking about because his range is going to go down. But offensively, he's Derek Jeter. He's going to be Derek Jeter.
And you say Father Time waits for no one. Derek Jeter is Father Time. Let's get that straight.
We're gonna go points all around. We're all Yankee fans. Everyone had a valid point. Hey, Derek Jeter didn't do bad at DH when they had him there last year. Sure, he could do that. He could. All right. Second question. We're gonna move on to the NFL draft. Only one quarterback was taken last night, E.J. Manuel, who no one thought that was going to be the case because Matt Buckley and Geno Smith are still on the board. So who is the best quarterback in this draft? Joe, what do you think?
5 years from now, we're going to sit down. We're going to say Matt Barkley was the best quarterback in this draft. He's been born and raised, since he was a little kid to play quarterback in the NFL. Committed to go to USC when he was in 8th grade. 4-year starter there as the first freshman starter ever at USC. Played in a pro-style offense for a coach who used to coach in the pros with Lane Kiffin. He is fully mentally prepared. He has the intangibles. He's a born leader. And I definitely, 5 years from now, I think that Matt Barkley, if he gets the right fit, will be the best quarterback from this draft.
All right. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with sleeper here, Farquan Wedgie from South Hartman Institute of Technology. He's a great quarterback. He can play under center. He can do the shotgun. He runs the pistol well. He's quick. He's got the arm strength. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think any of the quarterbacks in this draft are going to make it anywhere. Like you said, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, we're going to talk about Matt Barkley. Honestly, I think 3, 4, 5 years from now, he's going to be the only one that's possibly starting from this draft class. I wouldn't be upset if no one got drafted, if any more quarterbacks didn't get drafted. Honestly, I don't like any one of the quarterbacks. I don't think any of them are going to play well in the NFL. That's my take on it.
All right, Dylan.
I have to agree with Wolf. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are going to be great players. I think the Bills got the right guy. I like E.J. Manuel. I think he was the best quarterback in this draft, but they reached incredibly high. They could have waited until tonight and drafted him in the 2nd or maybe even the 3rd round. The 16th pick was such a reach. It was a terrible pick, in my opinion. But I like E.J. Manuel in some sense. He's a big body. He's athletic. Played at Florida State. Great program. He learned well. He progressed. He got better until his senior year. And I compare him to someone like Cam Newton. I think he's going to be great in Buffalo with C.J. Spiller, E.J. and C.J. Then maybe they run the read option. I like it. I think Buffalo got the best quarterback in the draft, but like Wolf said, I don't think any of them are going to be great quarterbacks.
We all agree with that, but the thing I think about Matt Barkley is if he gets the right system and let him sit for maybe 2-3 years behind a team that runs an offense where they want a pocket passer and they're not looking to run the read, then Matt Barkley could be successful in the NFL.
I agree. That's why I said 3, 4, 5 years down the line from now, he's going to probably be the only one starting.
I think E.J. Manuel was he's a work in progress, though. I don't think the Bills are expecting him to come in and be the best guy. But I will say he should start because any quarterback is better than Kevin Cobb.
That's true.
They could draft anyone in this draft. I would have took over Kevin Cobb, and I don't know what the Bills are doing.
All right, I'm gonna give points to Mike and Joe. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Barkley.
EJ and CJ.
The Bills, EJ and CJ. The Bills should have took Barkley. He is the best quarterback. He's the best. Not that any of these quarterbacks are good quarterbacks, but he is the best available. That's a pocket passer. That's what the Bills need. The Bills need a traditional quarterback right now.
No, they don't. We're seeing the NFL, the top teams, the Niners, run the read option. Kaepernick kills it.
All right, well, let's not forget.
There's no Kaepernick in this draft.
I hate Colin Kaepernick.
Right. I'm not saying Colin Kaepernick's good. Oh, my God.
I have no chance in this. I ordered a Colin Kaepernick fathead just to throw a sword at it next year.
I have no chance in this. I should have just said Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback in this draft. Maybe I would have got a point.
Yeah, you would have. All right, question number 3. After Doc Rivers got fined $25,000 for criticizing how the refs called the game and the fouls that they called on Kevin Garnett, should coaches be allowed to criticize refs? Michael, what do you think?
Listen, the 2 fouls on Kevin Garnett were a little iffy. I don't
say the least.
They were a little iffy. I don't want to say that they weren't fouls, but I'm not going to say they were fouls. I don't know. Even getting away from that, the fine, $25,000, that sounds like a ridiculous price or whatever, but as Doc Rivers is making has a 5-year deal of $35 million. $25,000 is pocket change. Like, that's nothing. That's not going to stop him from doing it again another night. Same thing with the flopping fouls. You see LeBron flop, and he gets fined however much for that. He has so much money, that's not going to make a difference. They're going to flop whenever they want. They're going to do whenever they want. They're going to get fined. No one cares about that. They need to make suspensions or up the fines a great amount. Otherwise, it's never going to stop anyone. It's honestly ridiculous. I don't know why they even think that it will stop anyone.
All right, Dylan, what do you think?
I'm okay with the NBA trying to limit what people say when it comes to vocally criticizing the league. But what they shouldn't limit personality. With the coaches, when they criticize the refs, like you said, it's $25,000. It's not a lot to them. That's the norm. When Rick Carlisle criticized the refs earlier in the year, he got fined $25,000. Doc knew when he said this he was going to get fined. My problem is when they try and limit personality. Earlier in April, Kevin Durant had a huge dunk against the Warriors, and he did this motion. And they fined him $25,000 for doing that. Game over. Does the WWE fine The Undertaker when he does this before he does the tombstone? No. Kids watch that. They don't take it personal. It's personality. I want to see that in the league, and it's just ridiculous when they get fined for something like that.
All right, Joe?
I agree with both what you guys said. I absolutely hate the NBA trying to limit the celebrations and people having a good time, and I don't like that they have to show up now in suits and they can't wear what they want. That really bothers me because you're right. Some of the reason that people tune into these games are for the players and for the personalities, so limiting that is a problem. The question here is whether or not should the coaches be allowed to criticize the refs. The answer is no. If the coaches keep doing that, then they're going to undermine the refs' credibility. And we already had the problem with Donahue a couple years ago with the betting on the games and stuff like that. That'll just bring up too many problems for the NBA. You can't start bringing that up because if you start letting that go, then you're going to get coaches afterwards, bringing up some reasons why, where the refs are from. Do they have any are they rooting for another team? That could be a big problem for the NBA. The fines are a joke. $25,000 is not going to deter them from saying that. If David Stern wants to quiet the coaches, you start fining them $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. That's the only way to keep them quiet if you want to do that. The only way.
All right, I'm going to give my points to Joe and Dylan to show Dylan some love, and because I do agree with the fact that you can't undermine the refs. Those are the ones who control the flow of the game. I also agree that the NBA. I don't like the NBA trying to limit the celebrations. Let the kids play. Let the kids play.
You know what? I'm going to give myself a point on that one also.
Yeah, I get 2 points. I brought up The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Did anyone else bring up The Undertaker? All right.
Let's see them have some fun out there. So points to Joe and
What's
Dylan.
the scoring looking like? What's it looking like right now?
We got Dylan at 2, Mike at 2, and Joe at 3 right now. Oh, wait, my phone is ringing. Hold on. Hello? Rachel Nichols. Oh, what? You don't say. I'll inform them right away. Breaking news here on UA Overtime. Russell Westbrook has a torn meniscus and will miss his first NBA game coming at the worst time in the playoffs of his career. Joe, what do you think? What do you think of the Thunder's the Thunder's chances in the playoffs now that Russell Westbrook's out?
This is not good for the Thunder. A lot of people are already saying that they think the Clippers are going to be able to take them in the Western Conference Finals to get to the finals, which is a distinct possibility. Without Russell Westbrook, that really hurts them. You hear experts like Skip Bayless on TV saying that you think that the Thunder be better off without Russell Westbrook because he shoots too much and Durant's a superstar. Wait till you see what happens without Russell Westbrook. They're going to struggle versus the Clippers when you have to have a Chris Paul matched up against a backup point guard. That is not going to be good for the Thunder. Now, if he's out for the playoffs, I'll take the Clippers over the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals.
All right, and Dylan, what do you think?
Kevin Durant said a couple days ago he's tired of being number 2 and finishing an MVP, finishing last year in the finals. Now, with no Westbrook, he's going to be the only guy on the team other than maybe Kevin Martin who's going to score. Durant's got to step up. He's going to be huge. I don't think he can do it all on his own. I think that this really helps the Clippers or the Spurs now. But what really helps is if the Knicks can get past the Heat, better chances of Nick winning it all, baby.
That's
Let's
true.
Go.
That's a good point. That helps out my Knickerbockers. But like you said with Chris Paul, who's going to be able to cover Chris Paul? You need someone that's quick like Russell Westbrook, and his speed coming off the court. It's going to be a big hit for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Without him, I don't see them having a chance of making it to the finals. The Clippers are just going to run them over. They have when you don't have the game is run through that point guard, and if you don't have that, then you really can't win.
And the other thing to worry about is that we don't know exactly. He didn't tear his ACL or his MCL. He tore his meniscus, which isn't as serious. So if he's going to have surgery tonight, I would wonder what the recovery time is. Is it possible that he makes it back? If they make it to the finals, will he be there? So that's something we have to look out for.
I think he's out.
I think he's out.
I don't think they're going to rush him back.
I'm going to give my point there to Michael because he mentioned the point guard position. If you knew if you watched,
if you guys knew anything about basketball,
if you watched Double Overtime, you know that every credit there's a John Stockton clip because I love the point guard position and I love John Stockton. So point to Michael.
Point guard I had no. I
said point guard first. I said point guard first.
I had no chance.
You already won. You had 3. I got to give Mike
this
a point.
This is BS.
Dylan, you know you got to go. Sorry, bud.
This is BS.
I'm sorry, bud. I have to be biased here.
Yeah, you're completely biased.
I have to.
It was great to beat you twice. I'll be a noble winner.
Twisting the knife.
We'll see next year,
He's
man.
twisting the knife.
We'll see. I'll come harder next year. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen.
You know, you could still win if you drive too faster, and we hear some chants at the rugby game tomorrow.
Now there's no chance of that happening. Why would I do that?
There may be another.
What do you mean I can still win?
There might be another technical difficulty next round. You know what I mean? But
it's a joke.
Some shocking news here on UA Overtime with that news of Russell Westbrook. But we're gonna be right back after this commercial, and we're gonna have our final round between Joe and Mike.
And Dylan.
Sorry, Dylan. See you after the commercials, everybody.
Hi guys! How's it going?
Oh, what's up?
Okay, so I have kind of some bad news. I was just upstairs looking at our ratings and we are not doing that good. Right now, Spencer is beating us and we cannot have that happen. UA Overtime is not a better show than us and they're not going to get better ratings than us.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's what we got to do. Game plan. We need new ideas. Come on, pitch them at me.
I got it. Well, entertainment and gossip news.
Okay, that's good. What else you got for me? Come on,
I like the whole lingerie thing. We should just move into
No,
that.
Frankie.
No?
Why would we
Good
do that? No. Why would we ever do that?
Nude news. I think that'd be
No,
cool.
that's like really dirty. I'm pretty sure. I don't think our school would appreciate it. Okay, what else? Kim, what do you got for me? What do you think?
What about something like people falling in love on campus?
No. Come on, Brianna, what do you got for me? What's better than
What
that?
about like a campus life segment, finding out what people's pet peeves, what they like, don't like about the school?
I like that. That's good.
Oh, I got one.
What?
Profiles on you Albany athletes, man.
Good.
They feel they're not important on campus, so you gotta
Bring them in here, interview them.
exactly.
All right, good. I like that. Yeah, then more people will probably watch.
Oh,
Any other
I
ideas?
got the best. This is gonna be the best idea of all time.
The
ratings,
best idea.
ratings through the roof.
All
That's
right.
what I'm about to say.
Let's hear it.
What
is
it? Tell us.
All right. Y'all are so excited. All right, so I'm following the internet for quite some time right now, for a lot of YouTube videos, and I've been noticing that goats are the new trend, the new craze all of a sudden. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to get goats here in the studio, like while we're doing shooting.
Goats.
Dude, really? Oh, you got to do little or something, though? Come on. Like,
No.
I'm not that
cool.
No.
No.
Like, you know how...
No, this isn't gonna work out anymore.
Goats in lingerie.
No. Okay.
That'd be
No, and it's time for you to go.
Lights, Camera, Action presents a great moment in cinema history.
And now, a message from the Queen.
Hello! Greetings and salutations, everyone. For some time now, I have been watching an excellent television show called Chit Chat. It has changed my life so much that I love it more than all of my ponies. I believe it has the power to bestow peace upon the world. As a matter of fact, I will be imposing a new law to world leaders that anyone who does not watch the show will be considered a threat to national security, and their cats will die. So be a good lad, eat a crumpet, and do watch this fantastic show. Do notice how incredibly attractive that Gregory is. The things I would do to him. Thank you all, and have a splendid evening.
Welcome back for our final round here on the UA Overtime Showdown Show. It's between Joe and Mike as our last two contestants. Once again, sorry, Dylan. We're going to go here with one question for all the marbles. The NFL draft was last night. That's the hottest topic in sports. So there was a lot of players who everyone expected to go first round, like, as Joe said, Matt Barkley, Geno Smith. But overall, who is the best player in the draft last night that didn't go? Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to let the Duck Sox do the talking. Geno Smith, he's expected to possibly go as number 1. He was rated the number 1 quarterback. Expected to go number 1 in the draft, possibly not even top 10, not top 20. I don't know. With his arm strength, mobility, I think he could play on a lot of teams. I'm not going to say he's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in this draft or whatnot, but I'm surprised no one picked him up just so someone else couldn't pick him up or just because they needed a backup quarterback. It really doesn't make any sense to me. He's definitely one of the best athletes in the draft. I can't say enough about that. That's all my take.
All right, Joe.
I agree with what you said. Geno Smith should have went definitely first round. A lot of the quarterbacks should have went before E.J. Manuel. The quarterback's most important position in the NFL, and you had players draft E.J. Manuel or teams draft E.J. Manuel and then didn't draft any quarterback when they need one. But another player that I think should have went first round, Manti Te'o. He was top 10 rated preseason. They're saying after, like, right before the national championship, he's going to be a top 5 pick guaranteed. And then the whole thing happens where he doesn't have a good game at the national championship. And then the whole off the field issue, which really shouldn't have to do with anything. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't commit a crime. He didn't get kicked out of school or do anything like that. And he's going to drop now all the way to the 2nd round, maybe the 3rd round. He's going to be a steal for someone. As long as he does not go to a big market team where the media will eat him alive, if he goes to, if he goes to one of the teams in New York, that could be a big problem for him. If he goes to a smaller market team with a coach that knows how to, a defensive coach, he's going to be a great NFL player in the future.
All right, I'm going to send Joe out of here. Graduating on a high note. Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
You are the champion of UA Overtime for the 2013 year. Yes. Yes.
A worthy competitor.
I want to add on to what he said. Yes, I've said many times before, I believe Manti Te'o is a loser. But if you watch all the John Gruden talking with him, watch him in his film, he's a very good football player. He knows how to read an offense. He's extremely well at what he does, and he does have the potential to be a very good football player. Football is half of it is all in the mind. I played football in high school. It's a thinking game, and Manti Te'o is a great football player when it comes down to that. But Joe won, so let's throw it over to Joe. Give him some FaceTime. What do you have to say? What do you have to say to our audience?
Thank you guys for all tuning in. It was fun to do this for the past 2-3 years. UA Overtime is awesome. I wish these guys all the best luck next year. Thank you guys. See you later.
All right. Well, everyone, that's our show. Everyone have a great summer. Thank you to thank you to everyone who worked on the show. We had Mike come on board, Dylan on board this year. He was on board last year, but he was great this year. I know. I look at him laughing over there. Thank you to everyone who helped out. All my fraternity brothers who showed up. Annie back there. We got Quasi on the camera. Everyone really. All I asked for is a little bit of help, and the fact that people came and gave me the time of day to help me run this show, that means the world to me. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all next year. Take them away, Mike.
Catch you later if you give me a good pass.
Olímpico y medalla de oro, el equipo de los Estados Unidos de América. Integrat per Christian B. Leiner, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Greg Drexler, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Chris Mullin, Charles